One of the main reasons that I got a Fujifilm camera was to have a camera that I could simply take out with me and have no expectations or pressure to take a great photo. This camera is my de-stressor when I'm not feeling as creative. I simply look up a film recipe that I want to create and go create some shots of whatever crosses my path. How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I'll bring along with me to show you how I use my Fujifilm camera as a de-stressor. So let's jump right into it. Recently, after being back and with the traveling and some personal issues with my father passing a couple weeks ago, I've kind of had a little bit struggle of finding motivation and creativity. See, I'm not sad, I'm not feeling too down about things. I understand and I'm being realistic with life and everything, but a little of the stuff with that has kind of stopped me from being as creative as I would want to be, just because there's so much in my mind. Now, one of the ways that I go ahead and go about with getting my creativity back to going is just go shoot without any purpose, without anything set, and no pressure whatsoever. This is one of the reasons why I got a Fujifilm camera, because for me, my main thing with this camera was to shoot photos that I just felt like shooting without noticing if I'm gonna be posting on my social media, if it's gonna matter too much where it was gonna go, but more just to take photos because I enjoy it and kind of get the groove back into it and maybe get some, ideas going. The main thing with this camera was for me to be able to shoot with the Fujifilm recipes, because as much as I would love to shoot film all the time, it does get pricey, and it kind of helps me out to just get some cool little recipes going where I don't have to think about the post editing of it and just go ahead and take photos that I want to take. So if you're in a creative rut like myself, you might not have a Fujifilm camera, but for me, this has been a great investment because it was just a great camera for the size of it, for the price and everything, just to go ahead and do it. But you can also achieve it with any camera that you have that just lets you go out and create without thought. And the main thing that I want you to take away from it is just creating without any, pressure on yourself, but just go out and take your camera and go ahead and shoot. That's something that has helped me out as well whenever I'm just kind of too many ideas going that I don't know where to start. So I just go ahead and start shooting whatever, and it helps me out immensely. So today I thought it was a great day to just go ahead and test out this 35mm f2 from Fuji, because I actually obtained it today and I got it used from somebody, and I feel like it'd be a great purpose to just go ahead and shoot with no, pressure, and just shooting some Fujifilm recipes and bringing you guys along with me so you can see them themselves. But let's go take some photos. We have reached our destination, and we're gonna start just taking some photos here, just because this is kind of my go-to spot whenever I don't know where I want to create or what. So I've done a couple of videos out here recently, and it's been quite fun to do comparisons and everything, but we shall be using this bad boy to take a little bit of portraits and whatever we see that catches my eye, maybe do some POV style as well. Haven't decided just yet, but that's how these things go. Nothing crazy of a location, but we're gonna take some portraits. Don't mind me.
Safety first.
So I think my ultimate goal right now that's gonna help my creativity, which I tend to do this quite often when I don't know what I want to shoot exponentially every time, but I try to do a story set if I can, maybe 3 to 5 photos of the location, different angles, and just see what I can come up with like of a storyline, and then move on to the next location. So we're just gonna try to find some spots that we can do that and go from there. of the best things about doing a story set every time that you go ahead and take some photos when you're kind of in a creative rut, you start thinking of 3 or 4 different little things. Like I started thinking of a close-up to a wide shot to maybe a medium shot, and then piece them together that way, or maybe an establishing shot or anything like that, so that you can get a little bit more than just simply having random photos. And that's what helps me out with this camera, because at the end of the day, it's just nice to be able to just not worry so much about what I'm taking, but just focusing on just anything that catches my eye without any pressure on myself, which this camera has helped me out because I don't have to really worry about editing. I pick a film recipe and it helps me out to just go ahead and shoot, not think about the post-processing, and it's pretty good. Now the good thing about being able to shoot with the recipes, I usually shoot in RAW and JPEG. So if I only want to keep the JPEGs because I just didn't really fall in love with the photos too much, I'm perfectly fine and done. But if there's a photo that I really just think sticks out to me that I really want to use it, I can go ahead and edit it that way too. So it's a win-win situation because I'm going out just to kind of get the creative juices flowing, and it helps me out to just make sure that I get the shots that I need to take and, get out and be creative and have some fun. Got that little bird mid-flight. You won't be able to tell that easily, but you'll see it on the bigger screen. And time to just enjoy the sunset while we just do some final thoughts for you guys. Something that just came to mind, I guess. So I would like to share it with you guys. But honestly, doing these kind of little step-by-step little, I guess, if you will, story sets with just using a Fuji camera where I don't have any expectations. Usually I would just do it with just this little camera. I wouldn't come out with a whole backpack and everything just to do a video, but that way I can get a little bit of inspiration and just kind of let the creative juices go in, and then write ideas of what I would want to come back and do. Because that's one of the things that I notice myself, is that with my location, I get overwhelmed in the aspect of that I've done it all in that sense, so I don't feel motivated anymore for a lot of the stuff. Haven't been able to plan another trip right now, and until the winter time, I know we're going to be having a actual trip, but it's more like Christmas time and everything, so it's not really something for too much of videography, photography. But I'll probably be able to do some stuff while traveling and seeing family. But doing these little story sets and just going now, creating photos without having to edit them, is just something that I think has helped me out a lot in the long run whenever I feel a little bit stuck. So maybe it'll help you out as well. You can do them with your actual cameras, with your phone, whatever you want to. Most cameras, even like the Sony a7 IV, have the creative profiles that you can do. I've done that myself too, whenever I feel like just bringing like my 17-28 or 35-150, if I want to go bigger, or if I just want to use something smaller form factor, the Fuji is something great. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to get my Fuji, is just to have something smaller that I'm not usually always using, because that feeling of something new sometimes helps you out to have that creativity to make it different than what you're always kind of consistently doing. And that's something that has helped me out personally. So try something out, test it out, use a different camera, or use something different that you normally wouldn't. Set up yourself a challenge if you don't have different gear. For example, if you have a zoom lens, only be able to shoot at 35 or 70 or 24 or whatever it is, that depending on the zoom range that you have, and limit yourself in a certain aspect to kind of put yourself in a corner, but in a healthy way, where it'll just let yourself get out there and create and have more just to do without having to feel repetitive. But other than that, I think it's just putting yourself in a different perspective that you normally wouldn't, to set yourself into a new kind of like expectation so that you're not having to put the same concept every single time, and you feel better about having no pressure expectations, if that makes sense. For me, that's what happens every time I grab this camera right there, because it is a camera that I think is phenomenal, but it's not kind of putting any pressure on myself to be able to go ahead and create anything that I think is going to be the Instagram worthy or whatever virality kind of crap that most people and most of us tend to, deal with because of how social media has made us think, in my honest opinion. And even with YouTube as well, because a lot of the times we have to think about video ideas, at least for me, that I know it's going to help the channel grow. A lot of YouTubers tend to do videos where they know it's going to get more views, likes, and shares and everything, because most of the time that's gear related, sometimes even tutorials and stuff like that. But for me, I just like to create whatever comes to mind and whatever I feel happy with. Whether the video flops or not, it is what it is. But I do love it, obviously, as anybody would, when the videos do better. So whether this video does great because I'm talking about a camera or the creativity or how to get out of a creative rut or something, it'll be great or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just posting it because I know I enjoy the process and I enjoy making the videos. Whether I'm sometimes stuck in a creative rut, we all get that. Sometimes it would be nicer to have some great ideas that we can execute, like the bigger YouTubers or whatever, whenever they have them. But in reality, they've been around for a while, so they have the budget, they have the help that they can get. Some of them do it all on their own, and they've found their rhythm to be able to do it. Now, for me, I've been trying to do it now where I'm trying to get more into the groove of it. So just trying to enjoy the process and get, I guess, if you will, creating more that I wouldn't normally would, kind of throwing more behind the scenes, more cuts, more everything to showcase like a little bit more of my cinematography that I'm trying to learn to get better at, and just enjoy the process so that you guys get to see it as well, and hopefully get encouraged to do it and, start experimenting with your skills. Because my whole goal into doing YouTube is to challenge myself and hopefully inspire others to challenge themselves to do it. Because how I view anything is that if I see somebody reach a certain level, I know that I can reach it too, because that means that they were able to reach it. That means that I can do it too, since we're all human. At the end of the day, I don't know if they're alien or not. I don't know that aspect, if you will, but my thought process has always been that if they can reach there, so can I. And that's helped me out with tennis, music, and touring, and now with YouTube and photography, videography. So it's just helped me out to expand my skills to be able to become better. But yeah, hopefully it makes sense what I'm trying to say, and this video, resonates with you, so that you go out and create. And if you're ever in a creative rut, challenge yourself to use something different. Like for me, it would be the Fuji camera. For you, it could be your actual camera, but limiting the lens selection, or maybe your phone or something. So hopefully that'll help you out. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.